Alcohol is very addictive. Alcohol is a drug, and it is one of the worst killers. We have a 22-year-old boy by us who drowned in his very own pool while his parents were home after he drank grain alcohol. You can overdose on alcohol. I've seen it. You can die of alcohol poisoning, especially if you're binge drinking. And then there's all the drunk driving accidents that leave you dead or injured. Several of my daughter's friends are dead because they chose to drive drunk. And mixing drugs like prescription drugs and alcohol can also lead to very deadly combinations. Just because it's legal, like alcohol or over-the-counter drugs or synthetic drugs, or just because it's prescribed by a doctor, like a prescription drug, doesn't mean that they're safe. They can kill you if you use them improperly. And it's illegal to take a prescription drug that's not prescribed to you. It's a felony to sell it to somebody. My friend's daughter is in jail right now waiting to be sentenced. She's looking at up to 60 years in prison for selling oxy to a person that died. Lots of drugs can trap you after just once, especially if you're from a family of addictive personalities or where there's already alcohol or drug abusers in that family. You have to beware if that's already in your family. Do you think anybody plans on becoming an addict? No, no one wakes up and says, I'm going to become an addict today. But sometimes that's all it takes, just once. One drink, one cigarette, one puff, one snort, one pill, one shot, one hit. And maybe if one doesn't get you, it might be your second time, or your third time, or your fourth time. You're gambling with your life when you're gambling with drugs. And once it's got you, it never lets go. Drugs and alcohol, they don't care if you're from a good family, or if you're an athlete, or if you're famous. They don't care how old you are, or how much longer you're supposed to live. Drug addiction is a disease, and it can strike anyone that's doing drugs. Alcohol and drugs are involved in half of all suicide attempts. So if you don't die of an overdose or kill yourself, you end up a slave to this drug. The rest of your life, you'll have to battle it. I know some of you are thinking it can't happen to me. And I'm sure my son thought that too. I'm here to tell you that it can happen to you. Here's a picture of Brian in front of his middle school. Look how young and innocent he looks. This was also the time he started experimenting with drugs. Just started doing pot to be fun and to be cool. He didn't realize where pot would lead. Because I'm sure if he knew that it would lead to his death, he probably wouldn't have did it in the first place. Look at him in middle school track and football. He could have been a football star. But drugs change you. Because of the drugs, he no longer wanted to play football. Here's Brian graduating from high school. He had his whole life ahead of him. He had the whole world in front of him. This picture on the left was taken at his graduation party. The picture on the right was taken 2 weeks before he died. Do you see what heroin did? Can you see it? When he was in school, he made an autobiography book. And at the end was a page where he listed his goals in life. These were his goals: to go to college, to get straight A's, to get a nice first car, to get a big nice house, to get married, to have kids, to become rich, to get an A on the book, to become a pro skater, to own his own business, to keep going to church when he was older, and to move out west. These were the goals when he was a student like you. Drugs stole all this from him and from us. Drugs took my boy out of this world. There's a war going on for your soul. And drugs are only some of the weapons that the world uses. There's other weapons out there like depression, overeating, over anything, telling you to be a cutter, making you feel unpopular or unloved or hopeless, telling you that sex will make you feel loved or that pornography is okay. And then there's the lies that get whispered in your ear. Things like, you're no good. Everyone's doing it. I just won. You'll feel good. You're so depressed. You may as well end it all. These are lies. And when you're doing drugs or alcohol, you're not in control of your mind anymore. And you are giving others permission to take over your mind and to fill it with unhealthy thoughts. There are things in this world that want to destroy you. But I also believe in a higher power who loves you and who has a plan and a purpose for you in your life. He has great plans for you. You have so much to live for, so much potential, so much to do. There's hope. You don't have to become a statistic. I'm standing here today and I'm able to share this story with you in the pain of losing my son, only because of my Christian faith, which is working in me and giving me the strength to do this. And I told you I was here because I love you and care about you. And I hope you believe me now. I also hope that you will learn from my son's death. So please, if you've never tried drugs or alcohol yet, don't. It's not worth it. Once and you could be done. If you've tried drugs or alcohol or are doing them now, stop. I understand why people do drugs. They make you think it's a good time and that you're having fun, or that you're cool, or that you're fitting in and are popular. They let you feel a little rebellious. You might do it because of peer pressure. You might do it to forget your problems or to numb what's hurting you. That's only for a little while. It's an illusion. Not everyone is doing drugs. And the next day, you feel worse, and guess what? You still have the same problems. Drugs and alcohol only trigger you. The only thing they really want to do is destroy you. So please stop, because before you know it, they'll possess your mind and your body and you'll be trapped. Now some of you might already be trapped by drugs or alcohol, or you might be feeling depressed or suicidal. If that's the case, please get help. If you're trapped by drugs, you're on a one-way road that only leads to prison or death. But know that there is hope. There's people and places out there that'll help you. Tell someone. Tell me, or a teacher, or your counselors, or a doctor, or your parents. By the way, your parents aren't the enemy. They love you very, very much, and they would move heaven and earth to help you if you have a problem. So if you're in danger, please tell somebody immediately, because tomorrow could be too late. And if you have a friend who's suicidal or doing drugs, tell somebody. If you really care about that friend, you'll tell someone so that your friend can get help. Because by telling, you could be saving their life. So if you have a problem or know someone who does, please don't keep it a secret. Don't keep it in the dark. Don't keep it hidden. Bring it to the light. Because the truth will set you free. My son kept it hidden. If only he had told us and brought it to the light, perhaps we could have helped him and he'd still be here today. If one of you would turn from your problems or from your drugs and tell someone that you need help, then perhaps my son's death would have some meaning and purpose. Your life is important to me. And admitting that you have a problem is the first step to freedom. I'd like to ask you to do one thing for me. Please remember my son. His name was Brian James Davis. live strong, live long, and live free from drugs and alcohol. Thank you, and God bless you.
Does anybody have any questions or comments that they want to say? I'm just gonna thank you again for the last time, every hour. I thank Darlene for coming. I think it's pretty cool that someone that grew up here in Rhinelander, graduated from this high school, cares enough about her home community to come back, to listen to her mom, and to come back and share this message. I think it's really important. I hope that you took some things to heart and some things to think about. And you know, it really is. It's an impressive thing for someone to come back. You know, to come back where they grew up and do this. For the young people especially, who she doesn't know, but knows that she cares about this community and the people in it. So we have about 9 minutes or something like that. So if you want to walk down to the gym, you can walk down to the gym. If you had a question or a comment and you didn't want to ask it in front of everybody, you can stay in here for a few minutes if you want. But so grab your stuff, you can go down to the gym, or if you want to stay here for a little bit.
Yeah, sorry about that. By the time I look back and you're gone, I'm like,
You know what to ask?
crap.